Have you ever heard the advice to just focus during your games and you'll get better? What does that actually mean? Let's talk about it. And I'm going to break down a couple of different ways that you can focus and actually have things to focus on. Because let's be real, just saying focus during a game doesn't really help. So let's talk about focus in general. Focus is basically just being able to look at a specific game and maintain your focus on the game while you are playing, if you want to improve your win rates or just improve your play overall. Now, a lot of times people might just say, focus while you play, and that will help. But there's so much more to it, and that advice is just way too vague. So let's break down a couple of things that I really try to focus on, or that you can focus on when you are trying to improve your gameplay. The first thing that I like to advise people to do is try having a certain focus during your sessions. So let's say you only have time for 3 games. Maybe it's over your lunch break or at night after the kids are asleep. You only have time to play 3 games. Well, there's a chance that you win all 3, but there's also a chance that you lose all 3, and of course, any kind of ratio in between. But if you want to focus during those couple of games, try actually breaking down what you want to focus on. Maybe those 3 games you say, I have played this deck a lot, I know the overall win condition of the game, but I feel like I want to improve my mulligan. So, during those 3 games, you kind of already know how to play the deck. But let's say for those 3 games, you decide you want to focus on your mulligan. So, during the mulligan phase, and even if you're learning, if you have to take the whole time and go all the way down till it counts down, so be it. If your opponent's upset, that's on them. But we'll get into more mind stuff in other videos. But taking a look at your mulligan and really thinking through, is this card going to help with what I want to do? Does this card progress my game plan? Is there a reason for me to keep this card? What happens if I keep this card and my opponent has X, Y, or Z card? Those are the kind of questions that you can ask yourself during your mulligan. For example, an aggressive deck that might be running a lot of 1-drops, you really want to keep 1-drops. Maybe you want to keep a buff if you already have that 1-drop, such as in Hunter, keeping a 1-drop plus something like Ramming Mount or Doggy Biscuit. But if you don't have those, or if your deck is low on those, is something like a Doggy Biscuit or Ramming Mount really going to help you? Maybe not. Now, in some matchups, especially if you play more control style, mid-range, or cards that are just more tech cards, there can definitely be cases for keeping those, even if the mana cost may seem higher. Now, again, this is getting a little deep into mulligan specifically, and we will cover that in future videos, but those are the kind of things that I really want you to consider when you look at what you're focusing on. You really need to be diving in and asking yourself these questions and thinking through the various possibilities. So in our example, you focused on mulligan for those 3 games. Now, if you feel like you did focus and you feel like you made really good choices with your mulligans, I really hope that that helps how you feel after those 3 games, even if you end up losing those games. Because your focus shifted from winning to improving a certain aspect of the game. Now again, just like we talked about with mulligans, you can cover this in all the different aspects of the game. Mulligan, the hand reading aspect, trying to predict what your opponent wants to be doing. And even just focusing on what your deck wants to do or thinking about alternate win conditions. All of those things are huge in Hearthstone, and there's even more beyond those, but those are some examples. And oftentimes people really focus on the plays that they want to make throughout the game, and they don't think about actually narrowing it down and creating a specific focus when they are trying to improve. Focusing in general might not really mean much. So let me know in the comments below, what kind of things do you like focusing on, or what kinds of aspects of the game would you like me to do a video on that really digs deeper into a certain aspect that you can focus on to improve your gameplay. I'd love to hear those, and I hope that you do take this seriously, and I'd love to hear what all it is that you're focusing on. So, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've gotten to this point, let's focus on the end here, shall we? If you want to get even more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you improve, go ahead and check out this playlist here.